I didn't do any grinding, so... We'll see how this goes. Gonna have to fight him, aren't we? Yep. Yeah, fun thing it's gonna be. The room's in danger. Rare room's in danger. Aurora Beam should not knock out this stone, I'm thinking. Ice Beam for sure. This level. Yep, we're dealing with Skyrim. And went with a Thunder Punch. Okay. Freeze. I'm surprised the Alakazam was such a just imagine next generation, the elemental punches are horrible on you, Alakazam. It did not knock out. Doom's sucky moveset runs through. Again, Gen 2, they didn't really get that good updated movesets because you weren't very good at using them. Considering the main way to get most Gen 2 Pokemon in Gen 3 were through post-game stuff, Emerald, Leaf Green, Fire Red. That's a Kingdra. Just please capture the Swallow. We might lose this just due to the freaking capture rate. that slow? Well, now it's going to be slowest. If I remember right, it is to basically left and right hand man. This guy and the guy in red carry 3 shadow Pokemon. So if we are struggling this hard on his Swellow, third time's the charm. And this is why it's kind of redundant giving us the Elect Kid as a trainer. Because Electric Buzz is also a shadow in this game. So it's like very weird that we get both. And the hair toss is gonna get free hit. Ooh, Brick Break is gonna hurt. It was just bad luck on that frickin' Swellow. And Big Boy. I'm taking a risk here with the double attack. Okay, they're worrying about a move not hitting. Yeah, the crunch is gonna knock out the electric buzz. So I think I'm gonna use the rare candies to get wall rain, because I think that will be helpful. Curse sworn was 45, not 44. I'll take it though. I do think getting the wall run will help us. We'll be a little bit more sturdier. It might kill the swallow though with an aurora beam. Let's see how this goes. Probably not the one you wanted to thundercatch. I figured it probably was gonna do that, but the only way to know was to do. Okay, let's try it once with just switching Home Doom over. We'll try it once this way, because we know the Aurora Beam is not knocking out Swallow, and just hope we get the game being nice to us with the capture of Swallow. see all this most of the time. Probably won't finish this tonight. Just down right before final boss, I think. Final main story boss. Let's cross everything. And hope we get that swallow. Thank you for the first time, Gale. Thank you, Celio. At least now that Flygon's, a Flygon, it does help with its damage output. Who would have guessed? Okay. Not messing the fuck around. I can at least do this once. Okay. Shadow, and I believe that's the shadow move that halves. Please, let's capture this electric buzz in one go. Oh. Now it's just this Snorlax. This tanky ass Snorlax. Oh god, no, that's right. Shadow Wind does that. It has leftovers though. Gotta use some of these revives. I think another Shadow Wind knocks him out. Some out. Oh. God, that could have. Drop a save, drop a save. We are not doing that fight again. Let's see, we got lucky with 2 one-ball captures on Swellow and Electric Buzz. because we are taking that. Where does this go? Okay, we are greeted with heal station and box here. Use brick break? Oh god, where do we go from here? Okay. Those both would hurt. Earthquake's on its way. Thing is, it's earthquaking. I don't want to send Electabuzz out on a switch in on that. Because it will probably die from a single earthquake, even though it's a slow game's earthquake. I think I am gonna use rare candy. But I get my free switch and I want it. I'm doing good. Yourself? Yep, another earthquake's on its way. But that earthquake won't happen. Because either one could earthquake. Oh, okay. Went for a nice beam. Something that can resist an earthquake, at least. Though this is 3 and 4, so the next two should be shadows. It's just these protect strats are annoying. Got the paralysis, that's good. And the sky uppercut hit this time finally. Okay, we're starting down. Problem, Mr. Mime is not that bulky. Maybe if we can get the paralysis. And now we're dealing with shadows. I'm fishing for the paralysis here at this point. hyper potion at this moment. Oh, we got the mime, which means we just have to deal with the paralysis frog. This dragon's breath should grant yellow. Just gotta hope this Polyrath does not play too rough. Thank goodness the Polyrath played nice. So yeah, the only admin left is now the guy in red. But I want to say there's still like a few shadows left. Side of all the ones Grievous will have. Yeah, there is one more shadow outside of the admins for this for Senate Arc. Yeah, I'll use the rare candy for just to get Warren. Yeah, when Sky Uppercut hits, it hits. And that's kind of the problem with fighting moves in this gen is early Gen 3 was when fighting really started taking off on being a useful type. It was just still you relied more on Brick Break because Brick Break could hit and it got through screens. Broke screens actually. Trying to play around that static though. Then starting Gen 4, fighting type became you had always on you typing. And now in most generations you don't have a fighting type or something that can use a very good fighting type move. Yeah, I knew I had to make a sacrifice on the wall one, but it's not going to do much to the room. Still did half, not effective. So Flygon is doing something right. And for most random shadow, probably one of the worst to have as a shadow because of the fact that famously Doug Trito's HP stat sucks. Yeah, a feint attack did over 50. It hits hard, is speedy, but if it doesn't kill something with its attack, it's gonna die. So one, two, three. After this, there's just 10 shadows left in the game. Now, if it wants to play nice. Again, that's the main one of the big things that ramps up the difficulty in this game is trying to capture the shadow Pokemon. You didn't care, especially at this point where you should have a full team of 6. You can just wipe the floor if you want, for the most part. Yeah, so now it should be just 10 shadows left. No, not 10. 10, that's right. 12 left. Oh, this is gonna be a painful fight. Leading off with the Manectric, okay. Why did I need to remember they don't. They only have shadow moves. They only have shadow moves. Salaman's being level 50 is going to be the biggest pain. Come on, paralysis, paralysis, paralysis. Yes! Okay, because I don't think Home Doom helps us with any of his other Pokemon, including Shadows. Yeah, no, he would not be useful for anything else. So it was literally use it to knock out the Ninjask. Dragon Breath should not knock out the Salamence, but we need to capture the Manectric, even though all it has is Shadow End. And ooh, yeah, going down 2 already is not good. We need that Manectric already in a ball. Just be nice, go in the ball. Fuck. Oh god. I'm crossing everything. Oh. And then the pseudo legendary plays nice. Walrun tanky boy. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of nice, cool Pokemon that are at the end. Oh, thinking let's. Because Lapras is a Pokemon. That's its physical attack animation. For sure, the Lapras can take one more. Yeah, Walrun's not surviving. Who is that Shadow End going to, though? Still hits with a bunch of recoil. Because I do not want the crit or the confusion. Okay, the Marowak played more nicely than the Manectric. That's good. Oh, let's hug these Ultra Balls and see. I'm done. Need more Ultra Balls for sure for the final battle. For Grevo. I needed that to hit. I might wait out here. on max revive. Let's bring out the bulk. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you're gonna go for Sky. I might use a timer ball, but oh god, that could have gone bad quickly. Let's save. Let's get some of these other guys started. Watching a mini fight go on. Another max revive. But really, other than the boss fight, there's only 2 other battles to do here. We'll do these. And then actually head back to the mainland, get Get what we need, purified, and then it's... We have the... And then probably call it there, because for sure I need to do some grinding on some levels. Because that level 50 Salamence is the taste of what level bottom levels you are facing with Greevil. So just need to grind for some money too. Making sure we have money so I can stock up on the Ultra Balls and the healing items. Miltake is faster than my Breloom. That is actually quite surprising, to be honest. I guess the rock type. No, his Armadillo's what? That is actually something I'm never quite sure on. Is he rock bug or rock water? I want to say rock bug, which sadly makes him so much worse off. Slack King must die. A water pulse from Armadillo onto the grass type. We need to make sure the Slack King dies. Because that attack stack is not something you play with. I will say one thing I'm disappointed is there has hardly been anything game-wise to celebrate the 30th anniversary. There just hasn't. It's basically been, hey, here's Fire Red and Leaf Green. Green for the Switch. Hey, here's XD, a game that we promised. Now finally out for the GameCube emulator. We have yet to have Coliseum, which was also promised at the launch of this thing. And of course, we had Topia, which is a decent, fun game. It's a fun game. I haven't played it. It's a fun game though. Just not up my alley. We had the DLC release for ZA. Was that even before the 30th anniversary or after? And yeah, with the anniversary stream, they announced winds and waves. Understandably, we haven't heard anything since then because Nintendo is busy about to release Fortune's Reeve, which is, you know, another flagship for Nintendo right now. So they, especially since now they're really pushing that media train, hype train on that now. Now they're not going to undercut that hype by going, but literally going by essentially dangling the keys, going, "Here's waves, winds and waves info." We don't even know when in 2027 that game's releasing. God, you really don't want physical attacks on you. Well, don't worry, I got special attacks. But it's like there's been no release, no special limited promo releases. I think part of that reason. Fuck! Yeah, we stunned Spore. I think what happened with the GameStop promos, I think Pokemon Company is afraid of doing that stuff ever again. Because, no, yeah, that was horrendous. That was bad on their end. Yeah, why not? We'll use a revive. I can see why they don't want to, because they probably had to house a lot of complaints levied at how they ran that, how GameStop ran that distribution. Where some places, even though no purchase was necessary, was forcing purchases. In which, nah, no, you don't do that. get by. You had places that were actively going, here's a whole stack, knowing damn well there are scalpers. And to me, it was one of the biggest things was there. GameStop was not enforcing any form of limits, so literally it was not worth going after trying to get those. Which is sad to see because they've never had that problem. Gotta use these super potions sometime, right? With those distribution codes, but they did this time. This time because Pokemon is no longer a thing for people to have fun with. Let's be frank with that. It has lost that. Thanks to people like frickin' Logan Paul and stuff that just wanted to make money. I would say there's nothing wrong with trying to make money, but when you are basically making someone's hobby, a huge hobby for people, into a look at this money factory. God. Luckily, we don't really have that problem with Magic the Gathering. Like, Wizards has a huge has been around a block. They have a ton of printers. But yeah, let's go purify these guys quickly. To where they don't have to. The only set of recent that they had issues with the printers not printing enough was Final Fantasy. And when you realize, yeah, no, Final Fantasy was lightning. Let's be honest, was a very lightning in the bottle. Universes Beyond. What I mean by that is it was Final Fantasy, which people love. I should eventually play a Final Fantasy game fully. But no, I keep on saying I'm gonna play Expedition 33. I should play it here. But it was just in general a very good set. Which is not something you can say often with the Universes Beyond. Let's make that clear right away. You can't very often say Universes Beyond is a good set. I like it. Sounded like it had a very fun limited format. It provided a lot of fun tools for commander players. So it wasn't being sold out due to scalpers, then turning right around and reselling it at like double the price. No, it was not being resold. It was being opened up by people playing, playing and or collecting. Because there are some people that just collect the magic cards. There are those events investors types. But see there, movement on card pricing, like right now is actually when people are going to be buying and selling cards because as of today, I believe the full Hobbit set should be revealed. So no matter what, this was spoiler season for the next set. So you had people kind of making moves, that sort of stuff on what could shake up Standard, what could shake up Pioneer from this set, what could shake up formats that was in this set. And then just in general, like if people find out tech that actually works and that sort of stuff. That's what moves pricing and that sort of stuff in Magic the Gathering is as I put it, are cards being used. And I always love how it was pointed out. Yeah, look at the first sets. Sealed boxes, no matter what, are expensive for both alpha and base set one. Base set, whatever. What I believe it's just called base set. But then when you look at how much cards are running from those sets, like you have Magic the Gathering, which, yeah, you have cards that eclipse how much sealed, a sealed box is worth, a sealed pack is worth. For sure, a sealed pack is worth. So they're expensive because of the speculation. But yet, if you hit, you hit. You get your money back and then some. Base set, the most expensive card, you are still in a negative if you went with a box. You have to go with a pack. Pack. So that's the huge issue with that is that box sealed is worth more than any card that could be in that box for Pokemon. base set. Because again, let's be honest, it's in a bubble, and Pokemon is trying to burst that bubble for you. It does seem like they are trying to burst the bubble without completely cratering the hobby. Because they don't want to go through the Yu-Gi-Oh route of just reprint it, reprint it, reprint it, reprint. Because they want each card in sets to be unique to that set, I believe. So they're not going to do that. So you are having it where over in Japan you are very limited on how much sealed product you can get, how many packs you can get from these certain events that have special packs. Heck, it sounds like one store in Japan is even going with face recognition tech to prevent people from quickly trying to disguise themselves to go get more. You have targets that are cutting the plastic of sealed boxes, knowing damn well that craters the price on the resale market. I'm just happy because I did play the TCG for Pokemon when I was little. I'm happy I never really grew into that. Instead, in high school, I got into Magic the Gathering due to friends. Let's get these set back up. But yeah, we'll save it here and call it a night. Yeah, we got a good chunk purified now. We're literally at the final fight. So I'm gonna do some off-screen grinding. I've been also pushing on going through my Blue Lions route of Fire Emblem Three Houses to make sure that is done and good for come September. But yeah, we'll call it a night there. Bye.